The Nigerian Immigration Service has announced a sharp increase in passport fees. From today, September 1st, Nigerians will now pay 100,000 naira for a 32-page booklet and 200,000 naira for the 64-page version. Immigration authorities says the hike is meant to improve the quality of passports, ensure faster delivery, and curb corruption through a new centralized production system. But the move has triggered criticism. For many Nigerians, it raises tough questions. In a country where the minimum wage is just 70,000 naira, will passports become a privilege only for the wealthy to afford? Or is this a genuine step towards reforming a system long plagued by delays and middlemen? And so this morning we'll be looking at the topic, passport fee hike, a genuine reform or a cash grab? My name is Choma Kalu, and joining me to dissect today's conversation is the beautiful lady Goodness Iden. And together, we'll pull back the layers of this issue and hear your thoughts too. But before then, I want to find out how Goodness's weekend went. How are you, Goodness?
I'm doing well.
Good to know.
Good morning.
How was your weekend? Good morning.
Oh, my weekend was just there.
How do you mean just there?
My Saturday, I was just at home.
No plans?
I didn't go out.
Oh, wow.
Nobody wanted to invite me.
You take yourself out, madam.
Okay, maybe next weekend.
Yeah, let's have fun by yourself. But what was your journey like getting to work this morning?
Okay, I got a car because I'm staying. Maybe I'm staying.
Ooh, okay.
So I got a car that was coming straight to VI.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So that was why I even got here on time.
That was easy.
But in the long run, on one side rather, so I was advised not to always take a car.
Yeah,
You have to be careful in this Nigeria as a country.
In this Lagos.
We need to be, extra careful.
I know.
Of the car or the buses you want to board, especially early in the morning. So, but at least I thank God for God's security and protection.
Yeah. It's quite sad that we even have to deal with that. I mean, all you want to do is get to work. But then some people will now innocently and unfortunately, go and board the wrong vehicle. I know I've been saved a couple of times. I don't know, something about my instinct. I can get into a vehicle and I'm like, nah, it doesn't feel right, and I get out. At the end of the day, you find out that, okay, that was actually a wrong vehicle, right? Anyway, we thank God for protection. I mean, we're missing Oluchi and Triumph. Wherever you both are. We miss you guys a lot, actually. Anyway, so we're going to go on a short break. And when we return, we're going to look at the stories making headlines this morning. Stay with us. As always, history helps us reflect on the present. So I'd like to hear the lessons you got from the events that we saw in the history today. So you can share your thoughts. Our phone lines are open. You can call us on 0702-500-7749 or 0701-424-2420. And if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now. Like, share the link, tune in to our channel 145 on GoTV, and not miss the conversation that will go on today. It's now time to scan the news, making headlines today. And we're going to be looking at the Punch, we're going to be looking at Guardian, and we're going to be looking at the Nation's newspaper. So I'll start with the Punch. Goodness will take us through it. Goodness?
All right, so I'm looking at the Punch newspaper this morning, right? We have some inciting, no, I'm not saying it inciting, Sha. Some pictures, right, like a dilapidated buildings and so, but before going into that, above the masthead, we have reps deny alleged planned showdown with speaker. If you want to read that story, you can get that in page 8. And we have beside that, Northwest leads in FEC project with 5.97 trillion naira, says federal government. And just beside the masthead, we have infractions. Federal government threatens to disconnect GENCOs from power grid, and page 30. That'll be a story I'm going to be talking about a little. Okay. And below we have Tinubu and police mourn as ex-IG RC dies at 69, while the Punch leads with Atiku demands annulment as Wike reassert control. So looking at that story, federal government threatens to disconnect GENCOs from power grid, right? Mm-hmm. We all know that there are some certain areas of, even till today, with this, their band A, band B, band C, they still don't even have lights, right? So baffled with the always happening collapse of the national grid, right? The federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has issued an order mandating all electricity generation companies connected to the grid to implement free governor control across their generating units, warning that non-compliance will attract heavy penalties, including disconnection from the grid. Yeah, so that's the story on the Punch. So let me just move to the Guardian quickly. And the Guardian, not much stories, right? We just have about a few stories there. Leads with raw materials crisis, threatens industrial rival and Nigerian first policy. That story is in page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Below that, we have Atiku cries foul as Wike recaptures Rivers grassroots and Fubara politically adrift. Next, that we have UNICEF and NDBA push for reforms to end child detention. So looking at the lead story, raw material crisis threatens industrial revival, Nigerian first policy. This is as a result of the current insecurity issue we are having in the country and the infrastructure deficit, that has undermined the moderate gains in the background and backward integration program. And also, if you even look at our farmers in the northern part, we're already having this issue of what do you call these bandit attack. So this is really affecting manufacturing, sector or space, and that's why we have to just call on the federal government, right, to just address this so it won't go beyond the states.
Right. Just something I want to add to this this particular story you're talking about, raw materials crisis threatens industrial revival, which is the Nigerian first policy. Just last week I had that conversation with a particular guest and talking about how Nigeria wants to put out the policy of everybody embracing Nigerian-made goods, as against importation, which we all do. I was asking him, there's a lot of things to consider here. First of all, the consumers, do we have enough trust on Nigerian manufacturers, right, to even give us quality compared to what we buy outside? So by default, it's as though when you hear made in Nigeria, you're already hearing lack of quality, you're already hearing something that wouldn't last. So Nigerians like quality. We like durability. And I beg to say that we don't even mind the cost, right? Provided we can get... that's why people are flying abroad for medical care, right? It's more expensive, but you're sure of what you're getting there, right? So now, saying raw materials crisis threatens, of course, now these are part of the factors, right? You cannot be telling us, oh, we're going to implement Nigeria First policy. Everybody has to patronize Nigerian-made goods. But then we even have issues accessing raw materials. Like you mentioned, in the north, people are even scared to go to their farms, right? So how do they cultivate? How do we in turn that are not in the north get raw materials? So all of these things are the challenges that should be fixed before they bring this Nigeria First policy thing. Because once you do it, demand is definitely going to outweigh supply. And at the end of the day, you find out that it's not working.
Yeah.
I understand that the plan is to boost Nigeria's economy. And when the minister was speaking about the need for this Nigeria First policy, he said it's going to boost the economy by 3 trillion naira, right? It's going to add that from local patronage now. But you can't have that when you haven't sorted these things out. Insecurity, access to,
better equipment.
Yeah. Even now, I also mentioned, just last week when I was talking about it, I also mentioned something the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said. He said it would be commendable for us to see the president, driving cars that were built here, assembled here. Pardon me. So I actually agree with that, because as much as we want to put in these policies, it starts with them. In the government, you want to get cars now for those. You will go and buy cars from abroad. I will also keep saying it. There are cars made here in Nigeria. Innoson is one of them.
I even wanted to mention that. And they're even doing well.
They're doing very well.
They are the one even producing this CNG
vehicles now. Exactly.
And even electrical vehicles now.
So why, I think, leave Nigerian masses alone. Let's emulate you people. Let's follow your lead. You cannot tell me to buy made in Nigeria and you're buying. In fact, your children are not schooling in Nigerian schools. Make it make sense. So all of these things.
They should lead by example.
This raw materials is even one of the minutest thing to even think about. Do you understand? So let's concentrate on fixing the country before we put in these measures, right? Yes, it's going to boost the economy, but it will not boost the economy if Nigerians can't trust what we get.
And people can't trust their safety.
Exactly. So imagine, okay, let's even leave the bandits thing happening in their farmlands. Imagine bringing it all the way down to this part of the world, right? Of the country now. You're considering the bad road. For instance, those that are importing tomatoes, all these perishable goods, because of how terrible the roads are, right? It's either there's an accident that makes you lose...
suffer a very great loss.
And then not just that, because the road is bad, you want to take it easy, some of those goods will perish. Tomatoes don't last that long, right? So these are things we have to fix before you bring this Nigeria First policy. If it's not fixed, there's really no need. Quickly, I'm just going to run through the Nation newspaper. We have APC sweeps to victory in 20 Rivers Council. Rivers States had their local government election over the weekend. And in that election, we were hearing that APC had 20 of the local government councils. Interesting times. Bandit being appeased by government, El Rufai alleges. It's funny how these things turn around. El Rufai used to be Tinubu's paddy. Moving on, Tinubu, Okpebolo, Ebetoku, and others mourn ex-IG Arase. And my story of interest is health security systems reinforced to combat disease threats. While this sounds like good news, right? It sounds like very good news. But I want to see the results from it. Don't come and tell us, oh, we're doing this. Let's see that you're doing it. We are all back and not bite in this country. And I'm so sorry, but that's the situation, right? We're all back and no bites. We want to see results. You're telling us, oh, health security systems. First of all, deal with infrastructure. Look at the primary health centers. It's so sad.
I didn't want to go to the episode because it's so terrible. Sad. It's very, very terrible. I was opportunity to go, that was the last 2 weeks, right? There's this hospital along that Ikeja side. I can't recollect the name, but it's a federal hospital. So I went to visit a patient, right, at this cancer unit stuff. They were giving her chemo, like this fluid part. And this woman, not even a lady, was seated while receiving it. I was like, almost all the patients, they were on plastic seats, not even a seat that even have a foam or a backrest. Plastic seats. They were seated, receiving the chemo, like it was coming like a drip, right? I was like, this person, she can't even, she needs like a support and everything. This kind of thing this is not even a primary healthcare sector in probably in your
It's
local
a proper
government
hospital.
area. A proper hospital, and we're having this.
It
so
is
now
really
think
sad.
of what
The primary health. It's really sad.
going
There
to
was
be
a
so
story
terrible.
over the weekend, right, on Instagram. I saw it. This lady, this philanthropist lady that goes to help people. So she saw this heavily pregnant woman on the road. And she's like, oh,
Again,
I want to help you.
A twins,
Let
right?
me, yeah. And she lost the baby.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
First
of
of all,
28,000 naira.
28,000 naira was what she was asked to bring. And then, not just that, by the time she had the money, because this philanthropist helped her, they said there were no beds here. They transferred her to the second hospital. They said there were no beds there. They thought, yes, to even collect transfer letter. The third hospital she got to, when they finally had bed,
she already even be on in labor.
She has been in labor.
Yeah, she has been in labor.
So she lost the babies she lost twins due to delayed
medical attention.
Attention. So these things, let's leave all these English that we are speaking. Let's fix this thing for the poor masses, right? Anyway. This is, these stories are not how I like to start my Mondays, but these are the stories making headlines in the news that caught our attention. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into our hot topic. Don't go anywhere. Humanitarian, someone who believes politics should be rooted in love for country and empathy for its people. And Uncensored, a show dedicated to tackling the political challenges that matter most to Nigerians. This is more than just a show. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the issues that shape our nation. From policy reforms to elections, leadership tussles to governance at all levels, and the overall political landscape in Nigeria. We will dive deep into how politics is impacting our everyday lives. So join me on this journey as we challenge the status quo, spark dialogue, and work together to build a brighter future for Nigeria. Let's make our voices heard and drive the change we deserve. You're welcome back. And for our hot topic this morning, we're talking about the passport fee hike. You know, we're asking if it's a genuine reform or it's just a cash grab. Now, the Nigerian Immigration Service has defended the decision to double the passport fees for 100,000 naira for 32-page booklet and 200,000 for 64-page version. Officials insist that the hike will improve service delivery and reduce corruption and make the system more efficient with this new centralized production process. But, across the country, the announcement has sparked heated debate. For millions of Nigerians already struggling under economic pressures, this move feels less like reforms and more like another heavy burden. Critics have said that it risks turning the passport into a luxury, shutting out young people, students and workers who need it most to pursue opportunities abroad. To unpack this, I'm just going to have a conversation with my sister, Goodness. Goodness, what do you think, first of all?
Well, concerning the hiking the passports, right? The government is driving towards making it just for the people who had the topmost cadre in the society. That's the rich, because you don't expect somebody that He's collecting mega salary.
How much is your
to afford
salary?
this. That's like that's 100,000 naira for the 32 pages. Is like one man's or one person's salary for even a month. Why even to some people it's even more than that. So imagine a passport for 5 years is more than your salary in a month. So how do you want to get that?
See, when I saw this news last week, I kept thinking, and funny thing how this increase is just barely a year old from the last increase. I was just, just before we started the show, I was telling you how I had just renewed my passport, and then the next week they increased the fee. I think the 32 page, they moved it from, I think, 30-something thousand to like 50,000 naira last year. And people were still exclaiming, hey, this one, Now, I'm wondering the people that exclaimed back then what they are doing right now. Because 100,000 naira, passports is not supposed to be luxury.
It was even the same excuse they are giving now concerning this 100,000 that they gave them. Because I did mine, that was in August last year, right? And the following month, they were to increase the money. I actually did mine 25,000 because I did it myself, everything. So I only went to the passport office to get my passport. That was all. Then after that, they increased it, like they doubled the amount. When I got it, like I wish my passport was, I would have held it like that. It passed this one. Because I don't understand. You increased it last year, saying that, okay, because of security measures, and you wanted to get it, you want to get do another passport for more quality. So is it that the quality you did last year is no longer quality now? Yes, because if they claim that they wanted to produce more quality passport as a last year. So between last year, it's not even a span. It's not even up to a year. You are increasing it again to 100,000 naira. That means what you told us last year was a lie. Because if you had told us that you want to do quality, you produce quality, you increase it.
Another thing they said it will help improve service delivery and curb corruption. Now, about that, if actually it will, curb corruption and aid service delivery, I may not have a problem with it. But have you been to passport offices? From the gates, you're seeing somebody that is telling you, you want to do your passport, okay, come, so that you go get your own sharp. You go pay how much?
Yes,
do you understand? And because Nigerians, there's a conditioning that most Nigerians have. They would rather pay that person from the gate. So the person will do the mago and go and, it's just such a sad scenario. So when I wanted to renew my passport last year, somebody gave me a contact. Oh, call this my guy. He's going to help you out. I said, okay, cool. I called the guy because I think I needed it urgently, right? I called the guy. I said, how much? The amount he called for me made me realize I am literate too. I know how to go on the website and do this thing though. So I said, okay, I'm going to get back to you. I went on the website and I did everything myself. I made payments. And then all I had to do, okay, I picked a date for capturing. So I called him back. I said, but the thing be say, I don't already do ammo. I just want to see if I can come for capturing, if you can get me a date for capturing. The guy, you see the way he was angry that I did that process myself. He said, that I'll still pay him his service charge. Anyway, long story short, I didn't use him, right? And then I decided to go to the passport office myself. And when I got there, I saw there were quite a number of people. But it was very sad to see that we were not following the line.
I even want to ask you something.
Yeah.
This word they use, right, the phrase corruption, don't you think is too vague for this? Because
what
corruption,
do you call it then?
No. Because what they are looking at is people that are like, okay, increase the price of carrying out the service for you, right? But that corruption, I feel it is a very big word to use for this. When you're talking about corruption, you're talking about somebody that is embezzling a very huge sum of amount. I'll know that, yes, like that word, I'm just saying it goes well with that. But this one, how much? Okay, probably had 20,000, as even at most, or 10,000. So, like, if the government is really looking at this, that, okay, they want to curb corruption in this area, is this where they're supposed to even be curbing corruption?
I actually still feel like corruption is corruption, whether big or small.
I get
right?
that.
And, another thing the guy now told me was that I had to pay so amount of money because there were no booklets. And so I'm paying that money so that once the booklets come in.
What was the center?
Ikoyi, I think.
Okay.
That once the booklet comes in, I'll be the first to know. That's the advantage of the money I'm paying. You know, first things first, I like to do things orderly, right? I like to follow protocols. But once you want to show me that you have sense, I will call your Oga. So that's what I do. So when he said that, I'm like, no booklets, wow. And I need this thing urgently. I said, no problem now. I'll go find the money, pay you. Then quickly I remember that I had one of the top bosses' number. And I called the man. I said, sir, this is a situation of things. Oh, and one of your boys are telling me that there is no booklet available. To cut my long story short, I got my passport in 1 week. There was booklets. So tell me why you wanted me to pay that money. Right? So, like I said, corruption is corruption. The people at the helm of affairs are embezzling millions. You that is embezzling thousands. You people are the same thing, oh.
Yeah.
You people are the same thing.
At this point, I would just say that, okay, it was because you have the opportunity to get someone
So
else's
imagine
contact.
someone that didn't have.
Right? But for me, right, okay, let me just give you a very overview of my own story. I think, first of all, I need to give kudos. Not to everyone, but to everybody in Igbobo passport office, as Igbobo in Korodu. Like, they're actually doing well there.
Okay.
And kudos to Mr. Tafida, right? Yes, I'm going to make mention of his name specifically. This man is somebody that, even me looking at him, at first I didn't even want to speak to him, right? But he's a man that I would say was very honest, and at the same time, he's somebody that I feel has this integrity and value for equity. Like, it doesn't oh, because you are this or because you are this, I'm not going to do this for you. He was the one that actually even really helped me out and guided me through. And I didn't even pay him a dime. Like, I didn't give him any chicken feed, get. So that's why I'm giving him kudos. Like, when I went, I did my own registration online. I fixed a date for my capturing and I got there. I just think I'm not soliciting for them, but I think people should try out the Google passport office, right?
Now I feel like you're doing publicity for them.
I actually had a very seamless, registration process. The due time when they asked me to come for my capturing, I went there and they did my capturing from. There was even a security at the gate that asked me, "They will check your paper. Oh, is today your capturing? Today is not your capturing. I don't know what probably you have to bribe your way through in a store like that." But me, I just came as innocent as I am, right? So I got in. They did capturing from. They were even engaging me in conversations. Okay, I think the officer that was supposed to ask you questions asked me, "Oh, which country? Blah blah blah. Why do you want to go? You know, what was your purpose of getting there?" So I don't really know the entire purpose of the question. Then from there, they said, "Okay, when it's housed," I think they gave me one thing I saw that was a little bit not offensive that wanted to like piss me off was when they printed out the paper, right? They didn't even. I saw the dates there that we did. That was a space of 1 month to come and collect my passport. Then they struck out that date. Then they told me that I should not worry, that they will let me know when my passport is ready. And I knew that there something was already going on.
I was going to come to that. Now you have increased the price, right? Are you also increasing the speed?
I think I saw in a place they said within 1 week it will be ready. Like your passport
Are you
will be
increasing
ready.
the speed? Okay, I was able to get my passport within 1 week. My renewal. In my mind, I'm like, so it means this thing is possible. But I have people that told me, oh, until this thing where you define urgently, it not feel work. You have to wait 3 months to get a passport.
I think, the thing is, corruption is already eating up not even people in those certain positions, right? It's like in their bloodstream. So you even blame them when their leader at the top is also not accountable and transparent.
It's just so sad.
You don't expect the leg.
It's really sad. I don't even know. I don't know. So moving on now, right?
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, what does this mean for an average Nigerian, right? Any minimum wage that wants to go and seek greener pastures.
How much is our minimum wage?
70,000 naira.
Is the passport
The question now is how many people are even paying the 70,000 naira?
That's the truth.
Right? I don't know. Okay, look at Imo State, they have increased to 104,000. So you now use 100,000 and the passport and you owe 4,000 naira.
It's not even possible.
It's not
with
possible.
Even the transfer fare prices in different
Oh
states,
my
especially in
goodness.
Lagos. how does the citizens even want to go? Like, and when I was saying it last week, I was like, the government should be, how would I put it, like, think over it before just, you know, putting it out there to the public.
I mean, they claim they have thought it over.
It's not up to a year. That's still what I'm still standing on. The thing, my question I'm still even asking the government, the one you produce and increase, is it that it is not quality? If it is not quality, since this one is not quality, meaning you gave us or you did a fake one for us. That's just what it means now. If you're planning and you wanted to do quality, you did quality, right? And it's not even up to a year, you're increasing the price again. You're still saying that, okay, because you want quality and to curb corruption. Meaning, what you did the other time, what was it for? What was the reason? What was the reason?
Then another thing, bringing this other angle of class. Because this increase has brought in class, a divide in Nigeria. How, I don't know, how do you think we can come back to mix up again as Nigerians? How can we just not, like, look beyond class and be ourselves around each other?
What is even coming to my mind now is that it seems as if, I'm just saying,
yeah.
right? Like, probably the government wanted to discourage this jackpot syndrome.
Yes, I strongly agree. I think this is a bid to curb brain drain happening in this country.
Jackpot syndrome. I think that's what they want to do. So, like, okay, before you even say, okay, you want to jackpot, you must have this money.
You would think.
If you don't have the money, because there are some people, like, it's just easy for them to get passport. How much was passport then?
Yeah.
30,000, you get it. Then probably you go by sea, right? Go to another country, all those kind of stuff. So I think it's also, probably they didn't want to abstractly tell us, right, that it's one of their own methods.
This is coming after Tinubu has cried and told people in diaspora to come home. So he wants to, as these ones, we're trying to convince these ones to come home. Let's block these ones not to go anywhere. But it doesn't make any sense, really, right? Do you think we don't like our country?
We like our
country. Love Nigeria. But you have to give us what will make us stay. You can't stay in a room that is fuming. No matter how I love the room, I would go out to gasp for air. And that is what it is. So now, I'm talking about the divide now. In fact, there's this classism that happens in Nigeria now, right? You can even enter a cab with somebody and you've unconsciously summed the person up, you know, to know if you are supposed to talk to this person or not talk to this person. Unconsciously, that is part of what these people are encouraging with this increase now. Passport is not luxury. I keep saying it. Passport is your right. It's a means of identity. You're a Nigerian. You should have a passport, and it should not be made difficult for you to acquire.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So tell me why you have to pay a whooping 100,000 naira. Okay, let's look at the students that probably got admission abroad. You're paying 100,000 naira. Your parents are suffering, 100,000 naira for just passports, and then they will now make you wait. My own is, you're increasing. I hope that time has been compressed. Right? No. My Lord.
Are they going to use gold to make that passport?
I don't know. But if you're increasing, I hope you've compressed the amount of time we have to wait to get our passports. Because it's not funny. It really isn't. So I cannot urgently get a passport. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I have friends abroad, right? And I think my friend in I think Canada, she used to be in Nigeria, so right now she's citizen, and then she's like, this did not take her. Say, hey, Nigeria, come and learn. You know, and it begs the question, what are we really doing? Like we said earlier during the newspaper, this thing, let's stop with the policies and policies and policies, right? Let's enjoy what comes, the benefits of these policies, right? Stop giving us policies that will choke us. It's just, like I said, a room filled with smoke. You're not giving us an escape way, and yet you are still telling us the benefits of being inside that room with smoke. It doesn't make any sense, right? We'll take this last question before we go on another break, right? People like Peter Obi, Sarah, they've all come to condemn this price hike. Now, my question is, do you think this is political? Right? What do you think?
Political, well, it could be, right? But at the same time, I feel it's not even a good one to dent. For me, I feel it's a way that it can dent one's one state of ruling a country. For instance, we have President Tinubu as our president, right? There are things that during your administration you do that people will never forget, right? So people below the ladder in the society will always feel this brunt. Like you gave an instance, right, concerning people that want to travel out. Even our, not even people that want to travel out for school, our footballers. Obviously, before you leave the country, you must have a passport. So now, our footballers that they are, how much did the president promise them that they've not paid? And again, if you want to renew, it's the same amount you're going to pay. So if you like, do 5 years. The following, after the 5 years, probably God will not bless you. They've increased it again. And maybe by then we'll be paying 300,000.
I think the trick is within that 5 years, find your way and jump up. Because this increment does not affect those in diaspora. Now you see. So what is your problem with us in Nigeria? If those in diaspora did not get any price increase, it remains the same for them. So what exactly are you fighting here?
So for the political aspect, I just feel that it's not really a good idea. If it's that, okay, it's one of the administration's move, right? It's not a good one. Because you might think that you might be counting your, your profit, but at the same time, the losses might be more.
Yeah.
That's just it. The losses might be more. During elections, who do they make use of? Do they make use of the rich people during elections? No.
Of course not.
They make use of people the commoners in the society. That's what they make use of. So if you are doing something that is not benefiting the commoners in the society, how do you want to have a very sweet administration or an administration that is filled with a lot of happiness from the commoners? No. I'm sure that this situation now, so many people have been lamenting. Not even the rich, because the rich obviously they have the means of getting it. People will be lamenting. People that want to, okay, like for instance, their plans are to get a scholarship next year. Or even this year, because new sections are going to be open by September. You have people that are planning to go for a scholarship, and they need to get a passport for the first time, meaning they'll be paying that kind of amount. Somebody that is looking for a full scholarship will not want to be paying 100,000. Come to think of it, it's not really ideal, right? And I still find no reason why passport should be a thing where everybody, like the government focus would be on to always keep on increasing all the time. We have other things, right, that we need to look at. We have other things. Okay, we're complaining about materials, manufacturers from the newspaper this morning. We talked about some people that complaining about insecurity because they can't go to farm to produce. And also on the news, I said that 70% of our materials, our raw materials, are being exported. Is that not the areas where we should focus on? We export cocoa and then buy chocolate from them. So that's just makes sense. That's just it. So why is it that is now this one they're not trying to like lay and find? I just feel that, or probably in a way too, would they tell me that the people that are working in the passport office, probably their salary too is very poor. So I'm just saying it. So it could be a means of even anyway, hold that thought because we're going to come there. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the passport fee hike that took effect today, the 1st of September. And we're asking how realistic it is. We're asking the question, is it a genuine reform? Or is it just another cash grab, right? Where the government don't even care and they're imposing on the masses. So I'm coming back to our conversation, goodness, right? I was going to ask, because you mentioned something about, is this increase going to reflect in the salaries of these workers? I want to even ask, where is the money going to? Where do you think? Where do you think it's going to?
Government's private pocket.
I mean, well, okay, that could be your speculations, but I feel like they should give us a breakdown. Like I say, government is about transparency. This is not a position to enjoy. It's a service position, right? You are expected to be a servant leader. In as much as, yes, you are the one there, we put you there. You owe us transparency, you owe us accountability. So as much as you're putting out, we're going to increase this thing, from 50K to 100. Tell us the remaining 50, where they go?
And aside even that, I want to say something. You know, when at the beginning of every annual, there's something they call annual budget, right? Where the president will say, okay, this certain amount is going for this.
Yeah.
I think the passport immigration service, right? They need to also do that. They owe us that, right? They should come out and tell us that if it's for the 32 pages, so this is the amount they will spend for each 32 pages. This is the amount they are going to be spending for the back cover. This is the amount they are going to be spending for the... Yeah, so that we will know, okay, why the money keeps on increasing. So they should tell us, this is the amount we are spending for the pages. Each page, this is what it cost us. Probably the printing, the color printing, the back cover, the chip, the Nigerian logo and everything. So we will know that this is the amount. I mean, even the passport, if not maybe even has a cover. If I carry that passport and walk under the rain, it don't go.
No, I think the new cover is stronger than the old one, I think.
Is it waterproof?
My dear.
So that's just it. There's really nothing new. And I bet it, once this new passport comes out, I will intentionally go and get it and compare it to the previous one.
You have to wait until yours expires.
There'll be somebody now. There'll still be somebody that we get. Then I'll compare it to the previous one and see what improvements that actually been done on it. Because it's not maybe the pages are longer. It's still short. It's still the same size.
You know.
So what happened? That's just the truth.
It's really sad.
And like I was saying when we went on break then, I feel it's my whole speculation, but you know that time my speculation can be right. Yes. That's why they usually call me goody two-shoes. It could also be that it's also a way of getting more people to still stay in the country ahead of the 2027 election. Let's just be truth. Let's be truthful to ourselves, right? Because based on what is happening in this country, who else will want to stay in this hardship? Everybody will want to go out. So if people are planning to move out and you are trying to create a barricade for them, like this passport thing is like a blockage, right? You know, when you're moving on the road, you get to see some speed bumps that will retard your speed and everything. So I feel, to me, that I'm thinking that when you ask that question concerning if it's political, it could also be political in the aspect of, okay, they want more people to still stay back in the country, as the way the president has been clamoring that people overseas should come back to their country, so that we can have more people that will vote during the 2027 election. At the same time, some political parties too could have more people they can buy their vote. Yes.
Are you now encouraging vote buying? I mean, we don't do that here.
Vote buying. Okay. I never said that. I'm saying that it could be that's why they are being intentional of increasing it, so that these people that are on ground. Of course, during every election, you still see some people that they are easily, being brought to the other side. And you still even see some political parties. Aside that, we even have rigging of elections, right? So in case they inflate probably or increase this is the number of people voted in this area, you won't be finding questioning that. But in the news, we found out that so number of people had left the country. So
so it has to balance.
We are getting such number of people still voting. So I guess it could be that of a way of getting them prepared for the 2027 election.
I like how we have tied this to the coming election, because Rivers State had their LG election over the weekend, and there was a video that's started circulating. I haven't vetted the video, but I hope that video is not from that election, even though a lot of people say it is. But I saw this man. He had all the voting papers, and he was thumbprinting all of them. All of them. All of them. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And with the kind of music we were hearing and the environment, I'm very sure people were put under the sun, waiting for when voting time will start. And these people were already... So, yeah, I mean, if this could be it, you're trying to keep people here so that you can succeed. I mean, this is all speculations, I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So you can succeed and it will look like a fair game, right? Which is really, really, really sad. But then moving on, I'd like to ask you, do you think this increment would deter Nigerians from really traveling?
No, I trust my Nigerians.
I love Nigeria.
They usually grab the bull by the horn. That's just them. That's one thing about Nigerians. Whether those ones that are selling tomatoes on the bus stop, they are strong-hearted and they are strong-willed.
Yeah.
Once they make up their mind that they want to do this, trust me, Nigerians are very, very good at that. They will get it done by all means. Yes. Either some people, though I didn't advise it, either they get it either by hook or by what?
crook.
By crook. They'll just get it done.
Yeah, Nigerians are hustlers, right? Highest. I think I heard somebody say highest will double our hustle, but we will leave this country. And, that's the true Nigerian spirit. Nigerians are very beautiful people, but sometimes we're pushed to the wall extremely, right? And it puts to test your level of integrity, as a citizen. So you don't think it's going to stop people? Well, I personally think if you were supposed to travel next year, it's going to make you plan for the next 2 years, but the goal has to be achieved.
Yes, of course. So it's not going to stop anybody from going
It's
to
really
the
not.
But at the same time, now it's going to even give room for all these loan sharks.
Oh,
you can now start seeing advert of come and get this so that you can get your passport and everything. Because if some people can't afford it and they are so determined, right, to travel out. They
will explore their chances.
Get other means of getting the money to get the passport. And now, you thinking you are lifting the citizen out of poverty, you are even
putting them in debt.
You are pushing them in debt. That's just it. Because if I really want to get this, probably I'm being offered a scholarship or so, but I don't have a passport and I don't have the money, the means. I'll go to a loan shark and go and get it.
It's just like, this, when you want to leave the country, this POF, they do proof of funds, right? So you might just see people start doing proof of funds for passports.
It's possible in Nigeria.
They will now give you the money, you now return with interest. Oh my God.
So that is just it. So if we are doing some things, we should weigh the pros and cons of it. If we are thinking, okay, because of the quality, which fine, we might not totally understand, right? And at the same time, because of the manufacturing issue and the insecurity in the country, right, for you to get materials to produce that. But at the same time, have you also thought of it that there's some people that are very desperate to get that?
There are.
And they ended up, getting into loans that they won't be able to recover from in the next how many months to go. And how much is the common man's salary, please,
How much?
in the country?
We just stated that the minimum wage is 70,000.
There's
That's
some people
not
that are
many
still
people.
even earning 50,000 naira, 40,000 naira in a month. So how do you want them to cope? How do you want them
They've
to
not
survive?
even eaten. I think I guess they would say focus on surviving than leaving the country. But it's really sad. Are your children in the
You should not
country?
go for greener pastures.
Are your children in the country? I feel like we're moving. I feel like this administration, the government, we're moving the focus from what is important to what is not.
Well, however, for me, I'm still hoping that this administration will be better, right? Because from what I've heard about this present president, right, while growing up, is that during the time when he was a governor in Lagos State, that he did, like for my sisters now, they actually benefited when he was a governor in Lagos State in terms of NECO. He made NECO very free for everyone in Lagos State as at then. So, and it's benefited because there were some people that they couldn't afford, to pay for such examination, and they were able to do it and, get through their university and get it done. So, with that hope that, this, it did something very tangible. So even till today, some of them still make reference to it. Right, so I feel that within some, space of more time, additional time, right, his administration might be better.
Well, I really hope we fix whatever it is and we'll focus on what the problem is and not what is not. Because instead of putting in place policies and policies and policies that are choking the common man, I feel like you should focus on results. Nigerians love their country, yo.
Of course.
We really do.
Nigeria is a beautiful
It
country.
is. Focus on fixing Nigeria for us, right? And you will not even need to beg diaspora people. They
To
will come
return.
themselves.
Yes, of course. Because
Right?
some of them even want to come home. But because of the situation.
I personally have an uncle, right, that he wants to come back. He's due for retirement, and he has lived abroad all his life. But he's telling you, he will say, what am I coming to do? I've spent my life in a country where it works. The system works. Yes, things might be hard, but you know the system is working. And then with all the news he's hearing about Nigeria, he's scared of coming home. So to the government, I feel like you people should focus on what is important. Let the common man enjoy the dividends of being part of this country, right? As against wanting to leave. The place we're living to, the government made it bearable. That's why we want to go there. Let us have an era where people abroad want to come and live in Nigeria. It's not going to be too much to ask. It's not even too much to ask. Anyway, this conversation is just beautiful. Well, the Nigerian Immigration Service, they've insisted that the new passport fees will bring reform, efficiency and integrity. But, you know, for many citizens, right, the reality is different. It feels like another weight added to the cost of living. I mean, at 100,000 and 200,000, a passport is slowly shifting from being a right of identity to a privilege for the few who can afford it. True reforms should not exclude the people it is meant to serve. I'm going to say that again. True reforms should never exclude the people it is meant to serve. The challenge for the government is to balance service improvement with affordability. So that passport remain, you know, let it remain accessible to everybody, every Nigerian, not just the wealthy people. All right? And to you Nigerians, please, we understand the state of things, but I mean, let's cooperate with the government as well and see where it goes. Also, one thing I forgot to add is I really hope that for the vulnerable people, disabled people and all of that, you know these people, I mean, you're supposed to know everybody in your country. This pricing should at least be softened up for them as well, right? Instead of putting everybody in one plate. And that's all we have for you today on The Ways Breakfast. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.